Welcome to the Warsaw Narrative, the first English language podcast about the history of Warsaw. This is a new channel, so if you find this interesting, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would like to thank Olga for suggesting the topic for today's episode. We're talking about some of Warsaw's funniest street names. Before we begin, there's one Polish word I want you to know: ulica, which means street. Let's start with a joke. The Polish word for joke is dowcip, and that brings us to Ulica Dowcip, or Joke Street. Ulica Dowcip, in the heart of Śródmieście, or downtown, got its name from a clever land division. A regulation from the late 18th century did not allow construction on this land as the owner did not want anything to block her view of a garden. Nearly 100 years later, Alfred Schmidt exploited a legal loophole to start new construction on the plot. He divided the land into 3 parts. 2 parts were used for construction, while the remaining part was used as a street to preserve the regulation. As Alfred Schmidt felt he played a joke on everyone, he called the new street Ulica Dowcip, Joke Street. Next, we have Ulica Bagno, or Swamp Street, also located in downtown near Plac Grzybowski. The name comes from the marshy terrain that had to be drained in the second half of the 18th century to make the street. Before World War II, Swamp Street, as well as the surrounding streets, were mainly a Jewish area known for its many shops. Right next to Swamp Street is Ulica Próżna, or Empty Street. The name comes from the fact that the area was once surrounded by empty fields. Today, it's in the heart of the city. Moving on, we have Ulica Śliska, or Slippery Street, which spans both Śródmieście and Wola. It got its name in the 18th century due to its smooth surface after being constructed. The street was known to have both a brewery and a distillery at the time. This made me think that maybe it got its slippery name after the unpleasant results of too much alcohol. Just an idea. Next is Ulica Zgoda, or Agreement Street, also in downtown. It was named after a tavern called Zgoda that once stood in the area. Ironically, there's no clear agreement on when the street got its name. Some sources say 1879, while others claim 1770. During the Polish People's Republic in 1950, the street was named after Władysław Hibner, a communist activist. However, in 1990, its historical name, Zgoda, was restored. Finally, we have Ulica Kubusia Puchatka, or Winnie the Pooh Street. In 1954, the Express Wieczorny newspaper organized a contest allowing readers to suggest a name for a new street. Instead of being named after a socialist hero or politician, Warsaw ended up with a street named after a lovable fat bear with a small brain. The contest was too popular to ignore, so the name stayed. Kubuś Puchatek sounds a lot different than Winnie the Pooh. That's because when Irena Tuwim was translating A.A. Milne's book into Polish, she made adaptations rather than a direct translation to better suit Polish readers. Kubuś is a more affectionate and familiar version of the name Jakub, or Jacob. Puch means fluff, so Puchatek means fluffy. In the end, Winnie the Pooh became Jacob the Fluffy. Of course, there are many more funny street names in Warsaw. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments, and I might use them for the next episode. Thank you for listening, and take care.